Hey guys, Joel here. I just released my new movie, Pretend That You Love Me, on my channel, and I'm super happy that people are really loving it. It's a very personal film, and it means a lot that people are able to connect with it and they give it their time. And so, thank you everyone who's watching it. And if you haven't had a chance, it's always going to be free on the channel, so check it out whenever you find the time. But I'm gonna get back to making the short films in a couple days. Be funny, goofy. I think whenever I release a big film, I kind of need to decompress, and then I kind of need to be stupid and funny again. So I'm gonna be posting probably a short film in the next couple days. But I wanted to do a little transitional thing out of this giant personal film I released, because otherwise it would just feel too sudden to make a big movie and then put out a goofy short without a word. So I kind of just want to talk about a lot of ideas I have regarding filmmaking in general. And so essentially, this is how people want you to make movies. They want you to go to film school, which costs upwards of $200,000 if you're lucky. And what film school does, what it does well, I went to film school, and what it does well is it exposes you to other like-minded individuals who also want to make movies. There's some great professors. You really do get some guidance in that way. But beyond that, and beyond it just offering you this 4-year kind of safety net, I really don't see it as something you need. And I think that's very important, because film school to me is kind of this pipeline to pump you into this industry. An industry that you might not even want to be a part of. Like, I do not want to be in the film industry, so to speak. But what film school does is you spend 3 years experimenting, or you're at least encouraged somewhat to make some films. And then in the last year, you're supposed to make your thesis, which is usually a short film. And that you spend maybe a year making this one short film, and you get funding, you cast it, and it's just this grueling process. And I think it's a horrible thing to teach into people. That's spend a year on a short film and then put money into it, and then when you graduate, you submit. You spent so much time on this film. It's your life you're putting into this film, and you're like, okay, this film has to be worth something. This film has to have some value. And the only path to achieve that value they give you is submit it to festivals. And of course, it's people have this confidence because they've been told how important this film is, that they'll send it to Sundance, they'll send it to Tribeca, Toronto, Cannes. They'll send it to all the biggest ones. And of course, they're going to get rejected. I mean, firstly, it's the first film you actually put any effort into. So it's not going to be perfect, and it shouldn't be perfect. And also, these festivals are just inundated with thousands of graduates every year just shoving their stuff into the system that has no space for it. And these festivals also have obligations to filmmakers they already have relationships with, companies they have relationships with. So the spaces are already filling up before you even thought of submitting. And so if you do submit, you wait for 5 or 6 months for some stranger to watch your movie, and you pay for this. You pay somebody $50 to $100 to watch your short film, and and they don't even give you feedback. Yeah, you're probably gonna get rejected. So all you get is a pre-written template. I'm so sorry to inform you, your film has been rejected. So you have thousands of young filmmakers who they've been told they're doing everything right. They went to film school. They put everything into this one film. And then they're just getting discouraged because the system's got no space for them. It's not even a question of if their film's good or worthwhile. It's just a question of this industry that exists kind of to discourage people. And I think that is something I so strongly detest, discouragement. I hate anything that looks at people and tells them well, wait your turn. Well, better luck next time. Like, no, your film does have value, and you're looking in the wrong places. You're looking, like, what does a stranger who you can't even put a face to, can't even put a name to, watching your movie, being paid to watch your movie? I mean, how horrible is that? They're only watching it because you're paying them. Like, that's the only promise that keeps them actually watching stuff. But essentially, the industry operates on similar principles as the American dream. It's this idea, one day you'll get to make your movie. Oh, you just be a grunt and work your ass off and be a PA and be a be a everything, camera assistant, be all this horrible stuff that, you're just a grunt for them. And one day you'll get to make your movie. You shake enough hands, you talk to enough people, you'll get to make your movie. How great is that? And then you get these people who are in that system and they got a screenplay they've written. And, they just, like, for 10 years, they got this screenplay that no one wants anything to do with because, once again, the system has no space for them. The system is not designed to accommodate you. It's designed to use you and abuse you in order to funnel their movies into distributors and get the money that they want. And this idea that you can make your movie one day if you're a grunt for us for a decade is what keeps the industry alive, and it's a bullshit lie. You're being lied to if you believe that. And more than ever, the alternative is so much more freeing. The alternative is you got a camera, you got any way to record audio. Maybe you don't even need an audio source. Make a silent film. You can make a movie right now, and they don't want you to know that. People don't want you to understand that there's avenues to create a film now for no money, and there's avenues to release it right now for no money. And I've encountered so many people who are so caught in this mentality they've been sold that they try to, like, actively discourage people and deny people. Like, when I made Island, my feature film I made alone, I bumped into this guy. I was holding my tripod. He's like, "Oh, you make movies?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do it all. I made this movie alone." And he's like, "Oh, you can't do that. No, that's not a movie." These people are so caught in their ways, they'll actively discourage people and actively put people down if they're doing something that makes them feel dumb. And by that, I mean these people are putting their whole lives on this idea that this is going to work for them. And if you're if they zig right and you zag left, and you find a different kind of fulfillment, a different kind of valuing in your own work that is contrary to this idea they've been sold, they take it as an attack. And I think filmmaking should be done by everyone, and everyone is doing it. And I think this pretension that what makes a film, and people will tell you, well, you need a crew, you need this, like the robots they've been trained to be. But the truth about a film is it's a moving image displayed in any way. There's nothing more complicated than that. It's a movie. So everyone who has recorded a Snapchat has made a film. Everyone who's filmed their fucking family's wedding on an iPhone has made a film. It's not more than that. And this idea you're being sold that it needs to be this production, it needs to be this expensive endeavor that, you blow your money, you go bankrupt making it, or you have to borrow a bunch of relatives' money to make it happen. It's like, it's such a backwards idea in a day and age when filmmaking is so free and is so possible. And I think what we need more than ever is everybody acknowledging that these are films. What we're making every day, they're films. And I think I always see people use this term, I'm an aspiring filmmaker. It's like, no, you are a filmmaker. You already are making films. And if somehow you've never recorded something in your life, just take out your phone and hit record and say, "Hello, I am the king and I will," there's a story. It happened. It's a movie. You don't even need a story in a movie. Who cares? Just make anything. And I have this promise, and it's I think some people are confused about it, but essentially, I say if you make a movie and send it to me, I will watch it. And when I say a movie, I mean a feature-length movie, 40 minutes and up. I've had a couple people send me shorts, and I do take a look at them, but I can't watch everyone's shorts. Everyone can make shorts, and everyone should make shorts because shorts are this incredible ground for fun and experimentation, and it's really how you grow as a filmmaker. But my promise is I'll watch a feature if you make it, 40 minutes and up. And the idea there is that if I can offer people just this one idea that a filmmaker, that they have a face for, they understand my mind, I'm very open, I let people kind of into my life, which was very obvious in my new movie. But just this idea that somebody is going to look at your film outside of your immediate circle and actually give a shit about it. It's so much, I just hope that could be enough for some people to push them to challenge themselves to actually go out and do something, because the whole world is so discouraging. You know, everyone is telling you not to follow your dreams and not to do this, you got to get a practical career, you got to do this. And at the very least, I could offer people, like, if you put yourself on the line and you make a movie, I'll be there. And I've watched 6 or 7 now, and I have a couple on my backlog that I gotta get around to. But it's great. It's just like, and you know, I've also seen this thing in regards to short films. People are like, oh, well, you gotta do quality over quantity. You know, if you if you put out too much, it's gonna look bad. Who gives a fuck? Just put out stuff. Just make stuff, because you're gonna get quality through quantity. You know what quality versus quantity people make? They make nothing. They sit on a film forever because they're like, well, this isn't perfect. This isn't how I envisioned it, and it's not how I want to show myself as an artist. Well, no one gives a shit about that except you, so why are you holding yourself to the standard? Just make something. That's like the bare minimum you have to do to be a filmmaker. You got to make something. And then when you make something, it becomes a lot easier to make something else, and then make something else. And each something else gets better and better, and you get a handle on the craft. You start to develop your voice, you know. And one of the best ways to do it is just start from your influences. Look at people, filmmakers you love, watch movies, and pick up on things that you like, and try to recreate it. It's not copying. It's a very logical kicking off point. I was copying a lot of filmmakers. I copied a lot of Nathan Fielder. My web series, I'm Going to Be Famous, was very much inspired by Nathan For You. And, you know, but by the end of that series, it was something totally different than that show. So you just got to be willing to create something and use your inspirations. And don't be ashamed to make something bad. You know, I still make a crummy film every now. I love every film I make. I love all the shorts on the channel, but some are better than others, and that I will admit. I think, but at the end of the day, I don't care, because it's fun to make them, and there's not one I like regret making or one I had a bad time making. And I think that's what's so empowering about quantity. You know, you got to let go of that pretense that like, if you really focus on this one film, and this is what film school drives into your head, if you focus on this one film, it's going to be the film. Because if you do that, you're never going to make anything. And I just want people to make stuff. That's if you're in the camp that you want fewer filmmakers, you're on the wrong side of history. If you're operating in an artistic medium, you should want as many people as possible creating in this medium. It doesn't matter if they're, you know, if it's competition. You shouldn't look at other people creating in an art form as competition. That's so backwards. You know, that's industry. That's business. That's what's been brewed into your head since you're a kid, you know. You gotta just make stuff and love that other people are making stuff, and watch other people's stuff, share other people's stuff. You gotta just love everything about the medium you're creating in, and you gotta love what's being done in it today. And you know, I hate a lot of stuff that's in theaters. I hate a lot of stuff being distributed, but I love YouTube. I spend so much time on YouTube, and YouTube's just as filmmaking as any filmmaking. It's audio and visual on a screen. Like, what's the difference if I could pull up Avengers on Disney Plus or a movie on YouTube? At the end of the day, I'm going to be watching it on my phone, my laptop, my TV. It's all filmmaking, and you can't let these people who kind of drill industry into your head kill the love, kill the soul. You can't let them do that. And yeah, this was just a whole lot of ideas that I wanted to just put out there. And yeah, if you make a movie, 40 minutes and up, I will watch it. And thank you so much for watching my movie. It really means the world that people do give a full-length movie their time. But I'm so happy that people are liking it. So thank you so much. Look forward to many more shorts from me and many more features from me. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I love you.